Hey, family. Well, your girl is hard at work trying to get you guys this Where the Wild Thing Dances podcast. I can't wait for y'all to check it out. It's going to be so good. But I just wanted to stop and give you guys, or pause, or on my break, and give you guys a quick update. Now, I am so sorry. I'm just getting to this part of my Patreon pledges. I said I was going to give y'all an update at least once a month. And forgive me, but here I am. And I got a lot to say. And I want to talk to y'all about it. Okay? First, I want to say just how much I appreciate you guys. Y'all have been in my corner. Some of y'all have been rolling with me for a while. Y'all my constant supporters. When I feel like giving up, y'all say the words in y'all sometimes violent way to get me going again. And I really, really appreciate y'all. Y'all have not, I couldn't be here without y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so I do want to spread my wings a little bit and talk to y'all, and I'm gonna ask y'all to be patient with me because I'm really, really stepping out of my comfort zone here, okay? I didn't get old, and one of the rewards that come with old age is at some point, the older you get, you love to learn yourself. You know what I mean? You learn to put yourself first. Here, I'll tell you what I mean. You ever notice how old folks, your grandma, your papa, your mama, your dad, your auntie even, they don't have a problem saying no. You know what I mean? You say you got a friend. Now I'm not saying anybody friend is like this, but say you got a friend and she a good friend, but her house got roaches. And you hate going over her house because every time you come from her house, it's roached and stacked and then hid in your purse or whatever. And every time you leave her house, you got to shake out all your stuff because it's, you don't want to bring a roach to your house, right? Now, it's your friend. You young. You go over her house because you want to be supportive. You want to be a good friend. But now, let's say she has a baby and she's at home and everybody's coming to see the baby. And you ask your mama because she loved your mama too. And you ask your mama, you say, Mama, Sandra had the baby. Everybody going over there, just to tell her congratulations and love on the baby, the new baby a little bit. Come on, Mama, she want to see you. And the whole time your mama looking like this. Sandra with the roaches. And you like, yeah, Mama, but I'm not going over there. She got too many roaches. And you could see that look on her face. That's final. She has said, I'm not putting myself out there like that. I don't want to go deal with them roaches. No, I ain't doing it. Okay? It's like what I like to call the people pleasing virus of youth. It just falls off the older you get. It falls away. Now, I don't know why that is. I don't know. I talk to my children about it all the time. I don't know why they be so stressed. And I be looking at the stuff they be stressed about. Not just my children, all my nieces. I got so many nieces. All my young fans, they call me Doda. I mean an auntie. So I got so many nieces. But if I had to take a guess, I would say that when you're young and you're out there searching for somewhere, to belong, I guess, or somewhere, just you searching for your place, you put up with a lot of stuff to feel like you belong. You know what I mean? And you put up with a lot of stuff. And the older you get, you know, and after being burnt over and over and over, I think with age, I think of fear. I think it's fear. It's fear of being hurt. And you realize nothing is worth this stress. This being fitting in somewhere, it ain't worth it. What somebody think about me, it ain't worth it. What they saying about me, so you know what I mean? Nothing is worth the stress of what they say, losing your peace. You know, when you with age, that's what it is. With age, you find your peace, and ain't not worth it. Like the things that used to concern me in my youth, I don't care. Nope. I ain't going. I don't want to. I'm uncomfortable. And in my youth, I was a horrible people pleaser. I ain't lying. Oh my goodness, I was a horrible people pleaser. In my adolescent years, in my teenage years, in my 20s, in my 30s, I would lose sleep worrying about what somebody thought about me or what they felt. You know what I'm saying? And when you people please for that long, your health starts to get affected. You know what I'm saying? You'll be amazed how much damage, stress, and anxiety can do to the body. You would be, take it from Auntie, take it from Doda. You'll be amazed. Do you understand me? But you know, I ain't got to tell y'all. I ain't got to tell you that, because if you living in this world, then you know what I mean. You know, this world is built. This world thrives on anxiety and stress. You know what I mean? All the streets dangerous. Ain't none of the food good to eat. You know what I mean? Famine. The planet dying. Wars and rumors of wars. Presidents. This world, everybody in this world is one big ball of anxious, fearful energy. These reports keeping us in a state of anxiety. They used to say sex sells. Not no more. In this day, anxiety sells. Stress sells. You're going to die sells. Anyway, for the sake of my own health, I had to learn the art of unplugging. I had to unplug. Sometimes you gotta unplug from social media. You gotta unplug from relationships that's low-key draining you. Relationships that's obviously draining you. You gotta, and I know talking to the youth, it's hard because y'all can't really hear this. It comes with age. You gotta learn how to just let go, right? And so now, because I want to do this podcast and because I want to be a better communicator, I may have let go too much. They call me the crazy garden lady, you know, all day long, 8 hours. I'm in this garden 8 hours a day. They see me talking to chickens, chasing away hawks, raising my stick like a mad woman, out here negotiating with weeds. Anyway, now I got to step back out there. So I'm going to try to do that. And I told myself, if I'm going to do this though, there has to be rules. There has to be rules. First of all, I cannot lose the ground I had gained with my health. Meaning, I can't allow myself to become anxious and stressed out and just, again, I can't do that because I'm too old. I don't think my health will be able to take it. I told myself, I say, if you're going to do this, You got to continue to put your health first. You got to continue. You can't let the cares of the world get to you. You killed the old man. Keep going for it. Keep growing. I told myself that. But sometimes your old self that you think you killed creep back out of that grave. And before you know it, you done slip back into your old habits. And I didn't realize it until I had another health scare. Just the other day, I had another health scare. And I don't know if it was anxiety, stress, maybe both. But here's y'all update. Because I said I was going to keep y'all in a loop. I was going to keep y'all updated, and I am. I am working on Where the Wild Thing Dances podcast. I'm working on that. And y'all willing, I'm going to get that to y'all this month. But will I be able to get it to you by the 15th? I'm just being honest. I don't think I can. And give me a second and allow me to explain. This is the 7th month. When I told y'all the 15th, I wasn't thinking. It didn't register to me what month it was. But this is the 7th month. So on the Hebrew calendar, this is the 7th month. I know you're like, wait a minute. It's September. And I know on the Julian calendar or the Gregorian calendar, September is the 9th month. If not November, but September, not, anyway, in October is the 10th month, not the 8th month, but whatever. So, but on the Hebrew calendar, this is the 7th month, which means that in this month we have 3 feast days. This is feast month, which means I have 3 feasts to spiritually, mentally, and physically prepare for. Okay? And I'm a mama. So I have 3 feasts this month to spiritually, mentally, and physically struggle and fight to prepare my children for. Okay? And if you're a brew, you know what it takes to prepare for trumpets kind of laid back, but you know what it takes to prepare for tabernacles. That ain't no lightweight. Okay. And so I'm running around here. I'm like, okay, when I realized what I did by promising the 15th, I'm like, okay, I can still do it. But let me tell you what else happens this month. This is the month where the summer harvest is brought in and the fall harvest is planted. So all my seedlings and things for my fall harvest, I need to plant this month. And while harvesting, the last of my summer crop and preserving it, you just don't harvest, you have to preserve it. Or else all the things you grow will be for nothing because they're going to go bad, right? And so I'm running around here, man, doing all that. I'm like, okay, I'm out there in the yard, 8 hours. Listen, and I have to cut it off. I have to cut it off at like 5 o'clock. I start early. I start in the morning, like 9, maybe. I try to have coffee. I try to just sit just for a minute before I just jump into my day. So 8:30, 9-ish. And I try to cut off at 5 because I say, I gotta write. I gotta cook. You know what I'm saying? I got things to do. So I'm running around here. I cut off at 5 and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cook some things, but I'm also preparing some things for the Feast of Trumpet, and I'm preparing and freezing some things for Tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and late at night I'm managing to work on the podcast, whatever. And I did this for like, maybe about a week, the first week of September, And the other day, I walked in the house, and man, I don't I don't know if it was, oh my goodness, I don't know if it, what, I felt like I was having a heart attack. My chest, I felt pressure, or maybe not a heart attack, maybe a stroke, okay? But it could have been an anxiety attack. I don't know. But my chest, I felt a lot of pressure in my chest. And I was dizzy, and there was this wang, 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 like sound in my ear. And I'm like, am I finna die? You know what I mean? And I heard a voice, clear as day, told me to breathe. Breathe. Take deep breaths from the pit of your stomach, not your chest. You ever notice when we get stressed out, we breathe from our chest. We breathe, you get angry, you some shallow breaths, you know what I'm saying? You clench down on your teeth, when you stressed. And so I had been walking around here a week trying to get all this stuff done, taking these shallow breaths, clenching down on my chest, and my head was pounding. And so this voice told me to breathe until my head stopped pounding. Like the way my head was pounding, I felt like I was going to have a stroke. And so I stood there and I breathed my way through a stroke. Now, you got to say this. I have to say this. It's a podcast. It's on this internet. I am not a doctor. I do not have a medical degree. I'm not saying what worked for me will work for you. Okay? All I'm saying is I'm telling y'all what happened to me. Take deep breaths. And I stood there and I put my hand on my stomach and I just took several deep, cleansing, freeing breaths. Like I could hear my children like, Ma, you okay? What's wrong, Ma? But they sound like they was coming from a distance because of that wang that in my ear. If y'all know, if y'all have experienced that before, please leave me a comment, tell me about it. But I breathed my way through that. Right after that, while I'm still, breathing deeply, and y'all gave me an aha moment. And some things started to become clear to me, and I wanted to share them with you. When we get stressed and anxious, we do this thing, we naturally tense up and clench up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, you bite down on your teeth, or you do that shallow breathing, and that causes so much strain on the body. I know in your youth, you young folk, y'all can't really feel the amount of strain you putting on your body. But trust me, take it from Doda, you putting strain on your body, okay? And it causes your blood pressure to shoot up, especially if you if you in the heart of a situation, an argument or a misunderstanding, or, you standing in line and the lady, you asked for pickles. She didn't give you pickles. You walked away, realized you didn't get pickles. You go back up there to tell her, she didn't give you she didn't give you the pickles. And she say she did give you pickles. You ate the pickles, and you like, well, why would I eat the pickle? Babe, in this world today, I seen people fight over chicken sandwiches. Okay, so, all right, and so your blood pressure shoot up. And, not everybody have a physical reaction like I had. Some people fly into rage, or, or yell at somebody, cuss at them children, or, what I'm saying, throw a pot at your man's head, or whatever, what I'm saying? Some way to release the pressure. You know what I mean? Next time, try this. Just try it. The next time you feel yourself about to lose control. Now, I'm not gonna say this gonna work all the time. I breathe my way through a stroke. And I'm gonna say it's a stroke until I know better. Maybe it's an anxiety attack. Who knows? But the next time you feeling out of control or something has upset you so bad, just stop and notice your body. Okay? What are you doing in that moment to your body? Stop and breathe. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about deep cleansing breaths. Just breathe. Just breathe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're not going to be angry when you finish, but regulate your temperature. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back down from the boiling point, because you're doing more damage to yourself than you are to that person you're about to choke. Okay? And for me, now, I had said that, remember, I had the rule. I said if one of my rules was, if I'm gonna do this, I cannot go back to that. I can't go back there. I can't go back there. And just that easy, I slipped back. Just like that. All the decisions I'm making is to make sure all the people in my life are pleased. My husband, my children, friends, family, my fans. Making sure they're all pleased. And I'm spreading myself so thin. I can't even begin to describe to you the amount of directions I'm being pulled. You know what I mean? I have 8 children. I have 8 children. Okay? The amount of directions. But listen, I ain't got to tell y'all. Because in this day and time, who ain't being pulled in every which way? And it don't do no good to complain. Because complain to who? Who ain't feeling the pressure of this day and time? So if you can't complain to other folk, I tell you what you can do. Because I have, after that aha moment, I have made a few promises to myself. I have re-established my rules, but I have added a few more. Each morning, before I start my day, I normally can't even function without coffee. That's the first thing I do, is I get a cup of coffee. I'm down with that. I am going to have my coffee. But before I have my coffee, I am going to have a cup of water. I am going to begin my day with a cup of water. We need water. We're not drinking enough. And a lot of times we be anxious and stressed, and we just be dehydrated. We need water. We need to start drinking more water. And each day, before I start my day, I am going to drink a cup of water. That's a rule I'm making to myself. I already get enough sunlight. I'm out there 8 hours. But if you don't, you need sunlight. Sunlight heals, okay? It's not healthy the way we stay bottled up in these air-conditioned places all the time. Your job got air conditioning, your house got air conditioning, the stove got air conditioning. Everywhere you go is air conditioning, and you're not sweating. Sweat releases toxins. You know what I'm saying? You're not sweating, and you're not getting no sunlight. You got to get sunlight. Sunlight is just being in nature is good for your body. It's good for your mind. You know, being out there in that sun, it do the same. Look, the sun do for you exactly what it do for my plants in my garden. It's healing, it strengthens, it's rejuvenating. You know, I know, like, you know, most of the time, like, I have to force my children out. Just get out go outside. Most of the times, you know, they want to stay video game, computer, laptop. They want to stay on their phones. You know what I'm saying? We have to get out. We have to go for a walk. 15 to 20 minutes a day. You need at least 15 to 20 minutes a day of sunlight. You need to be able to sweat. You got to start sweating. Like, don't be afraid to sweat. You need to sweat, because that sweat is the way of your body releasing toxics and things like that. Okay? I am going to try to practice breathing. I'm going to try, you know, instead of, you know, when I can't control SHIP from happening, but I can control my response to it. And instead of flying off in a rage or cussing or tensing up, I'm just going to breathe my way through it until I can approach the matter with a clearer, calmer mind. In and out, deep, cleansing breaths. And most importantly, now y'all listen now, because this was going to bring it all together. I'm going to trust the Most High. He said he got me, and I believe him. Nothing nobody can tell me to convince me different. He's proven himself over and over and over again for me. I believe him. But every now and again, I do. I let the world, the cares of the world, wear me down. And I start to stress. And I start to worry. But then I remember, trust Abba Yah. And I do. I trust him. I do. You should too. Well, y'all, that's all I got. That's my vent. That's my rant. I sure appreciate y'all, and I thank y'all for listening. Oh, did I tell you guys that the hero in Where the Wild Thing Dances is Lacey's brother? Now, y'all do remember who Lacey is, right? Baby, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And y'all willing. I don't know if I'm gonna make the 15th, but y'all willing. He gave me the strength. I'm gonna get it to you this month. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Check it out.